Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Pete Waldroop. We're going to be discussing how losing can actually create a culture of winning. So Pete, welcome and thank you for talking to us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I know that you've taken customers from competitors and that feels really good, but I'm curious if you've ever lost a customer to a competitor, what happened and what did it teach you?
Yeah, boy, this is a tough one. It's a painful story. So my whole career, I've lost one client to a competitor where the client actually said, we're going to switch off your software voluntarily. And it happened in 2017. And it was just, well, for me, it still hurts me to this day. It hurts my soul every single day. And I keep hoping we can win this client back at some point in time. We keep working at it. I will say failure is sometimes a better teacher than success, right? Because you really learn some things about yourself. When you're winning all the time and things are going your way, you kind of forget some of those things. So I guess I'd gotten into that mode a little bit, and I thought we were okay with this client. I knew they wanted some things we couldn't deliver on, and I thought we'd explained it and why we couldn't, but what we were doing about it. And we just really didn't. We came up short for the client, and I will say that I will never forget this, and I've made it my mission. It will never happen again. I will never let this happen again for another client. So I've talked to our folks about it. Everybody understands, and we've been very transparent about it. I'm transparent with clients today if they ask, because it's the one client that's painful for me. And what I learned was, no matter what I was doing, it wasn't enough for them, and I needed to figure out a way to get them what they needed, and I needed to take that more seriously than I did. I thought by explaining, look, here's what I can do, that I could keep, they would stay as my client, and the fact they left was just painful to me personally. But I learned a ton about how I'm going to handle that situation if it ever happens again.
Yeah, it's great. Well, failure does make us pause, and that's where the learning comes in.
Unfortunately so.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you were afraid of running the first W Energy Software user conference, and I'm wondering, why is that?
That's a true story, and actually not just the first one, but the first several. So at a previous company, we would go in and we just get beaten up at the user conference every year, and clients were unhappy. And my assumption, and it's kind of like the NPS score, right? You think about that, and my assumption was that we would eventually have clients be unhappy enough with us that we get a lot of griping and complaining, and they'd be, throwing tomatoes at me from the seats and stuff. And I just figured that would eventually happen. What I didn't realize was that, first of all, I'm a lifer in energy, right? Almost 29 years now in the energy space. And the people that come to our user conference are my friends. They're people I've worked with for years. Some of them are people I knew when I was a grunt implementer, right? 27 years ago. So what I realized is we get a ton of credit, not because we get it right all the time, because we definitely don't. We make mistakes like everybody else, but we work really hard to improve, and we try to make the processes better. And when something's not going right, we partner with our clients, we figure it out, and we go through the process with them. And when I figured out that that's what clients ultimately want, they want somebody who will work with them. They don't expect perfection. They want somebody who's going to work with them when it's not right and who's going to be fair. And when I realized that, I just got a lot more comfortable with the user conference.
As the company grows and gets bigger, it can seem that it's almost easier when a company's smaller to keep a culture and those visions intact. And as they grow, sometimes it feels harder. So as W Energy Software continues to grow, how can clients be assured that this vision of service is continued?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it's one I struggle with a lot. When we were 20 employees, I thought we had it under control, and then 50, and then 70, and then 100, and so on. And what's happened is, what I realized is I have to give up control myself of every decision. And then I realized my next level of executives has to do the same thing. What we have to do is empower our folks and say, listen, here's how we work. Here's what's important. So we have a plaque on the wall now that says, do the right thing for your clients every single day. And we emphasize that at every meeting we have. We let our folks know that, listen, it's not about whether you made the most dollars from this client today. It's about whether the client's happy or not. And how do you make that happy, right? And so I think it's about empowering the next level down, making sure everyone understands what's important to the company. If the most important thing we have is getting every dollar out of every deal, well, then that's going to come through loud and clear. But our guys know that's not it, because I don't believe that's how you make the most money. I believe the way you make the most money is take care of all your clients, and eventually things will work out in your favor. And so far, that's really happened for us. So I think we just continue to work at that every single day, about doing the right thing for clients, kind of letting everything else fall into place afterwards.
That's great. Well, thank you, Pete, for that lesson and how sometimes failure and losing can cause us to pause and really learn from it. And cheers to you, and thank you for joining us again today.
Thanks. Appreciate it.